What a game number one coming out from Phelan. They are on fire today. They've got themselves a hat trick with 3 wins in the bucket. And the question is, can Diabolus come back in this series? Because they are well and truly against the ropes.
I think they have better hopes than Enclave did. Enclave looked like a dominant performance from Phelan game 1 and game 2. It just looked so one-sided. But in this game 1, Diabolus looked close.
Yeah.
Definitely recoverable. They have to make something happen, change though from that game 1. I think the Cassiopeia and the Xayah was such problems for them to deal with in the later stage, and just any setup for objectives, you cannot get in on them when the miasma is laying down, when the feathers are laying down. It just makes it impossible.
And one of the questions is, how is the draft going to change coming into game number 2 here? Because, you know, things like the Xayah, super high priority in every draft, but Achu doing absolutely crazy things with it. And also, we've seen Achu more than happy to play the Vigar himself, but able to have a much more significant impact.
Lots of things that I said going into the draft is that Diabolus could have taken Xayah in that first pick. They were on blue side. They've gone blue side again. They could take Xayah first pick. They are in the position to do that, and they chose not to. So that's the big question for me, is that should they not just have secured that and denied that when you've seen consistently every AD carry in the league on 916 has just been playing that as much as possible.
It's just such a strong pick right now. Xayah able to not only do incredible amounts of damage, but so safe. Like, for example, the Syndra. You can't use that unleashed power because you know that Xayah is just going to dive up in the air and dodge all of the damage from that one.
Yeah, and the graphic was mixed up. It was actually it's Phelan on blue side, so if they wanted, they could just first pick that Xayah. Diabolus in no way to deny that. They have opted for the red side. Could ban away the Pike. There's a repeat from the last draft. Akali and Gragas from Phelan again. Repeat bans, nothing drastically changing there. And we could well see a very similar first rotation.
We could indeed.
It's what happens after that I'm really going to be honing on. Again, Olaf banned away.
Yeah, Soft being taken away from his comfort picks, Wisdom as well. And we're seeing similar things over on the other side. Akali been banned basically all day so far. But the question to me is, are Diabolus willing to go for a Xayah ban? Did Achu do enough to warrant a ban towards that AD carry position?
I think it's justifiable. I think it makes it much more difficult to punish him. I honestly wouldn't be averse to it when you've seen that Phelan consistently look for that, and they will ban it away. Yeah, I think it's the right call. Now it comes down to what Phelan want to pick in this first rotation. I don't think Vigar is a first pick blind. They could secure a strong jungler for Soft or something for Bear Tree, but so far they've sort of liked to pick counters in most of those regards. The only thing they've cemented as we want to pick this early has been a Xayah, but now going to go for that Ziggs, which we saw Achu play. Most likely going to be in the bot lane. Got buffed on this patch, but already still had a lot of strength with the amount of shoving power and wave clear.
Interesting that they've gone for that as a first pick, and Yasuo immediately going to be an answer. Could we have Yasuo Ziggs bot lane? I mean, the win wall would do absolute wonders there.
Maybe, but I feel like this is a pick for Fury. It's something he popped off with pretty significantly during the regular season. Now you can lock in a Sejuani on top of that. That is a great combo to have. So easy to lock someone down. And I feel like already Diabolus have got a strong composition for themselves. It allows you early aggression as well. We saw PFI have a great early game on that Sejuani. He's now going to be backed up by a Yasuo who's going to do even more setup with regards to the stuns and a ton of damage. Yeah,
and great to see PFI grabbing his Sejuani once again. Like you said, had a fantastic game on it. It wasn't missing his ultimates, wasn't... I mean, honestly, PFI, if you're going to complain about anything on the likes of Diabolus, PFI is not the guy to complain at during that last game. It is actually going to be the same jungle matchup completely. A Soft quite happy with the Skarner pick himself, quite happy to go for that one once again. And Yasuo notoriously has a terrible time against Skarner.
Yeah, very easy to chase him down with Predator, and once you're on top of him, the ult will just shut him down. Fury likely going to have to pick up an early QSS, which just to slow down his build path. Again, we're assuming a lot saying it's going to be Fury in the Yasuo, but I'm pretty confident with that prediction.
I mean, yeah, wherever Yasuo goes, like, he wants to be able to move around. He wants to be able to dash around these fights. If you can lock him down, he's so squishy, you will just get obliterated. But once again, we see this Pantheon coming on in. So, Bear Tree, third time today he's going to be playing that Pantheon. Third time, potentially, that he wins on it based on his performance so far.
Could well be. Obviously, that point-and-click stun can do dividends against the likes of Yasuo in a team fight, but you saw him have so much pressure up against the Aatrox, and we don't see that get locked in by Diabolus. Was thinking it is a possibility, more still available, but they want to keep the Yasuo flex alive. They instead go for the Nautilus support for the Heathen again, and then they start to shut down Wisdom's champion pool. Volibear already out the window.
And one of my questions, honestly, moving forward in the tournament, if Bear Tree can win on this Pantheon again, that would be 3 out of the 4 games he's played Pantheon and won all 3 of them, right? Moving into tomorrow, this is all assuming that Phelan was able to win on this game. Maybe Pantheon's something that you have to ban against this team because Bear Tree has been doing absolutely terrifying things.
The thing is, it gives them really pressure in the lane and their own potential. I feel like it's not the Pantheon that's sort of necessarily given them the victory. I feel like there's other things that are bigger issues. The Cassiopeia, to me, was a more
pressing issue.
Pressing issue, absolutely. I think as well, the Xayah was a more pressing issue. They've been banned away. They're looking heavily at the support pool off Wisdom. Phelan in a position where you could ban away the Aatrox here. You could ban away something like the Vigar if you want to deny that from Dragdar.
You could even
options.
I was going to say you could even ban away the Cassiopeia. It's going to be the Vigar going away there. And Dragdar maybe could go for the Cassiopeia just to deny it, but we'll have to see where they're going to opt to go with this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the issues is Ziggs does outrange Cassiopeia. You will have the advantage in the laning phase. And it's the fact that we don't know how practiced Dragdar is on that champion.
Yeah.
So it's come down to what they want to pick. Aatrox still available if they want to give that to Kakarn, have a bit of flexibility. We'll see the Gnaw come out from Kakarn. So a lot of team fighting power. Does give them the range advantage of the Pantheon. And obviously, Pantheon can't quite capably close that gap. But hopefully, this laning phase should go a bit better than the Aatrox matchup in the early levels. And now, over to Phelan. This is something that was skipped over. They banned the Tahm Kench instead, not remembering the Shen that was picked up by Phelan. Great, powerful tool to go with that Pantheon. Whenever he joins, the Shen follows up. Such a powerful combination.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wisdom has been doing such an amazing job on that Shen as well. We've seen great presence from him around the world. And once again, that duo combo of the global ultimates, but also Ziggs, kind of a global ultimate himself in that he can throw the bombs to clear waves. Phelan, we've been praising their presence around the map. They're picking up a comp to do the same thing once again.
Ooh, okay, this is spicy. I was thinking Cassiopeia available. You could very easily just lock that in, but instead,
I like it.
Chimera going for a skill matchup in the Fury does favor the Zed, I'd say. But this is definitely something where he's not wanting to just sit back and farm. Yeah. He's wanting to give the pressure on the Fury. And now, goes to what Diabolus want to lock in for their final pick. They're going to actually go for the Cassiopeia themselves. Needing a bit of AP with their composition, but no.
It's in just yet. There it is. Karma instead going to be the pickup there. And we'll see how this is all going to be rotated around as the trades come on through. But I'm excited for the Zed pick on Chimera. Chimera's been a player that, like, we've seen great mechanics come out of him, but he's not someone that's been, like, dominating lane phases. But on a Zed, he has the potential to pop off. He can really make things happen. And I want to see this be Chimera's, like, superstar game where he really pops off to another level.
Yeah, my only concern is the mid-jungle can be a bit rough 3-6 because of the strength of a Sejuani Yasuo.
Yeah.
I feel like Diabolus will draft himself in a good position. You have the Karma, which is going to be able to match the Ziggs wave clear. It gives you so much team fighting strength to the later stages. I feel like Diabolus are just going to outscale as a result of that. They have this massive bulky bruiser comp with a Karma to back them up. Compared to the likes of Phelan, a Zed's going to fall off later, a Pantheon's going to fall off, Skarner.
Yeah.
Although he charges that constant QSS tax, eventually he is going to become a bit squishy compared to the likes of Sejuani.
And one of the issues is you've got a Zed and a Skarner. QSS is double effective against this composition.
It doesn't work on Zed's ult anymore.
It doesn't work on Zed's ult anymore?
It's been a while.
Oh, damn.
Throwback.
I don't play Zed.
Well, good question. Good, shows anyone who's wondering.
QSS doesn't work on Zed's ult.
Yeah,
PSA.
So will be devoted purely to that...
Impale?
Impale, yeah. Got there in the end. Obviously, that you can buy that stopwatch pretty effectively to negate the Zed. Can build it into a GA, which I expect to see Kakarn and Fury to go for eventually.
And one of the big things is, you know, you've already kind of alluded to it a little bit. We've got this assassin in the mid lane, but he's going up against a pretty tanky team. Also, a Karma there that's going to be adding shields into the mix, as well as a little bit of healing for herself. Like, if they don't snowball early, Phelan are going to fall off pretty hard, pretty quick.
Absolutely. I think that's the difference, is that last game, Phelan still had a lot of strength in the late stages. I don't think there was anything that said, like, oh, they're just going to fall off. In this game, that is very much more true. The Zed, so many of the champions is going to lose effectiveness in the later stages, and I feel like it's going to make it harder and harder to win if they don't have that great early game. And yes, against Enclave, they did. They had a great early game, but against Diabolus, it was much slower, and they started to fall off a bit in the mid game. It was only when they got control once again they came back. You don't have that luxury this time. If you start to fall behind in the mid game and give up a ton of free kills, I expect Diabolus to just come out swinging and come out ahead.
Now, one thing that is in favor of Phelan is when you look at Diabolus' composition, they don't actually have that much damage behind them. Obviously, they've got the Karma, going to be doing a lot of damage. They've got the Yasuo, but everyone else on the team much more in favor of the tankiness as opposed to damage themselves. So I'm curious how these late game team fights are going to go. That is even if we get to late game team fight stage.
Oh, that's interesting.
What is? Tell me more, Orcs.
So Dragdar is headed towards the mid lane instantly as soon as he spawned. And our observers have actually gone as far as to switch him into the mid lane. It may well be Karma vs Zed mid and Yasuo bot lane. So a bit of a change up because, yeah, I said Zed is favored in the matchup against Yasuo, but this may not even come to fruition. And it can be very difficult for the Phelan bot lane going up against the likes of Yasuo who can block all of Ziggs' damage. And then if PFI comes too, that lockdown is going to be punishing.
Now, I don't want to claim to be some kind of genius, but I did say Yasuo into Ziggs is a pretty comfortable matchup down in that bottom lane. So it turns out Fury just has a lot more experience on that Yasuo, so they're going to be lane swapping him down. And Dragdar, you know, taking the Karma mid, it's a relatively safe mid lane pickup, but the question is he going to be able to play up against Chimera's Zed? Because Zed, especially once you hit that level 6, you can do crazy things.
How many Infernal Drakes are Phelan going to get? RNG Jesus is on that side. Well,
You're
yes,
not wrong.
But also got to say that, I mean, there's another one on the cards, but I got to say is that the other team could get them too. It's not only Phelan who are in a position to pick them up.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. While they have had Infernal Drakes, and that's been great, ultimately, both teams get the Drakes. It's that Phelan have been the ones taking them in the end. Every prediction was wrong in the first game, but we're looking good for this one, or at least I'm looking good for this one. This is looking, well, I mean, it's looking like Phelan have the advantage. I can't really say it's looking like a 2-0 yet, because we're only 2 minutes into game number 2.
You can't just see the future like Jake does?
I mean, I can, but I just try not to abuse it on broadcast, you know?
That's fair, I get that. Can't feel a bit more confident in this matchup up against Bear Tree, have the range advantage. And that's the thing as well, is that you can build pretty bulky on this Gnar, and a lot of the effectiveness of this Pantheon is going to be lost out. He is good against squishier champions, has that burst potential, but against the likes of a Gnar, the bulkiness makes it very difficult. You can see already, you can't win out these trades pretty handily.
Gnar is so annoying to lane against if you're melee, but look at that. Nice satchel charge from Achu to deny the engage from Fury, but the Heathen is going to look for a hook. Wisdom going to be pulled on out. Actually pulled away from the knock-up from Fury there.
It's gone for some aggressive trades. So did connect the Tornado onto Achu and put some damage into him. And once they hit this level 2 point, you have to be really fearful of this bot lane. Yes, Achu has a shoving power, but the engage potential is always in favor of Diabolus. Yeah, so far, Dragdar looking pretty stable in the mid lane.
We've been talking about that mid lane, and I was about to allude to that myself. Oh, actually, we've got a bit of a fight up in the top lane. Bear Tree going very aggressive for this one. That's a nice cue there to dish out a bunch of extra damage, and Soft maybe looking for a chance to finish things off up here. Kakan will have his flash available. His jump will come up shortly again, but there's going to be a stun. There's going to be a lot of damage coming on through. Soft wants to finish things off, has his flash, and there it is. First blood for the Scorpion.
Just disrespectful from Kakan. You didn't need to take that trade so aggressively. He wanted to fight back, and you have to respect the fact that PFI's bot side, so you should expect Soft to be on the top side. Wisdom and Achu, perfect play. They just back off, and we're going to see the replay and just highlight how aggressive Kakan is playing. Standing right there and still looking to trade despite being so low. That's what caused his death. Excellent
job of stacking up his passive in between abilities there as well to make sure he's optimizing his damage. Bear Tree once again proving himself on this Pantheon. And you mentioned that Gnar will have a great lane if he can get bulky, but if you just kill him before he can ever get bulky.
Yeah, gonna struggle.
Oh, Fury wants something here in the bottom lane. He's gonna have his knock-up available, and he might just be able to get both of them with it this time. Is only going to get onto Achu as Heathen looks for, slows here, looks for the root. Wisdom going to be the target as he's stunned on. Ignite goes down, but they can't quite commit. And now Kakan getting low again in this top lane.
Oh, he gets it!
Oh my goodness, Bear Tree just absolutely schools Kakan.
But I've got to ask, what is Kakan doing? He's walking up to him when he's that low on HP. Does he not know what the kit means? And perfect timing, the fall of Kakan. This is the difference that's happened over the split. We can see his kill participation dropped across the board. We can see his kills and assists plummeted down as his deaths did rise. And this has been the big turning point for me, is that Kakan looked good in the early weeks, and then he started to fall off. And that was when the downfall of Diabolus started. And we've seen that happen in this game. There is no reason at all that you should be dying in that situation.
And once again, Phelan on top of the Dragon game right here, straight on over to that Infernal. It calls to them in their soul, and they answer immediately. And Chimera just going to continue to shove this mid lane in, so there's nothing Dragdar can do to rotate. And this is going to be yet another objective going their way. And well, Bear Tree, I've been talking about him non-stop today, but he's absolutely deserved the praise because he is a top lane god right now. The Pantheon, if you're going up against this team later on in the tournament, assuming that they make it through this series, maybe something that you got to start banning away because Bear Tree is destroyed.
But I feel like Bear Tree's done a great job, don't get me wrong. But I feel like it's been just so disrespectful from Kakan. There's no reason you should go down. Oh,
here we go. Fury wanting to find something here. But he's just baiting me in, making me think that they're going to turn this into something more.
But I feel like Kakan's just been disrespectful. There's no reason you should be dying in these situations. Like, when he's 10% HP, yes, you're in kill pressure from the Pantheon because he has an execute in his kit. He just walks up to him and expecting, like, Bear Tree isn't going to capitalize on that. And it's really credit to Bear Tree. He has played the series very well and the whole day's games. But Kakan has really dropped the ball in this one.
Now, Diabolus going to clear vision around the Dragon, but the objective's already gone. Next one going to be the Ocean Drake coming on up. But when we take a look towards that mid lane as well, so far, Chimera actually doing a really great job just to stay even in CS. The early laning phase can be very rough for Zed, especially against a ranged carry. But doing a good job just to stay even. And now that he's level 6, he can actually start to look to be aggressive if Dragdar mispositions.
Absolutely, and that's the condition you're waiting for. Dragdar investing in the early seekers, so we'll lack mana and CDR.
Oh, ultimate from Kakan. He wants the 1v1. He wants to make things happen. Or maybe he just wants to recall.
Yeah, it goes for a pretty heavy trade, and that's the thing, is that there was a change to Nar's ult. It's pretty short cooldown now, so you get a sense you use it every time you mega in lane. And it does put him on the favorable end of that trade, despite the fact he's 0-2. Is still showing some presence. But right now, Bear Tree's starting to move. Remember, he does have that ult available, the Grand Starfall. But Soph is walking towards the top side, and Kakan, you may well be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get away from this one. Looks like, oh, Predator comes on in. Soph has his Impale available. There's nowhere to go. Kakan flashes away, gets his hop as well. Bear Tree looking for the spear. Ooh. It's not going to find its mark.
Great sidestep coming out from Kakan at the back end. Manages to get away despite everything. Bear Tree flashing for the sun and the Impale. He's going to try and hold on. PFI's in the area, and he doesn't want to give up too much pressure right now. Doesn't have that TP to get back.
Now Fury does have his knockup available, and Wisdom is going to be the target. The taunt is actually going to be denied there as well. Fury backs away once again. Knockup once again. Last breath is off cooldown. Not going to quite find the opportunity just yet. Chimera getting some damage as Soph arrives in the mid lane.
I think Soph is just helping them shove in so Chimera can go for a reset.
But there's this fantastic pressure coming out across the board here for Phelan, and now they're the ones going to be more aggressive. The healer takes so much damage! And Bear Tree arrives just a tiny bit too late. Achu gets the kill.
Yeah, they could see all of the members of Phelan moving down. Chimera and Soph are heading down the river, and Bear Tree ult in. There's no way Fury could afford to stay around, and so he gives up his support. PFI now to help negate the pressure of the dive.
I don't know if he's going to be able to negate much. Bear Tree's here behind enemy lines. The bombs are going to come on through, but they're denied. They can't really get to the turret right now. The minion wave is still a little way off. Achu going to be trying to clear things ahead of time, but I think that's going to negate this play.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that they're giving Kakan some free time just to damage the tower here. He's finally shoved the wave in. Should have that demolish available, so So we'll be able to pick up a plate here before Battery even gets close. And all in all, they get a kill, which is nice, but nothing much more gained from that turn of play.
Yeah, trying to force the issue. I appreciate their effort to try and force the play, but with the minion wave not in the correct spot, they can't go for the dive in the end. Battery actually swapping to mid lane as they realized that Kakan was going to continue to pressure that top lane turret. Send the mid laner up top, send Battery to the mid, just so you can clear those waves. I'm sure they'll swap back in a moment, but making sure that they don't get pressured too hard. Phelan apparently so far today have had 8 Infernal Drakes.
And the thing is that you can talk about RNG, but it's not like there weren't teams up against them. This isn't PvE. Diabolus definitely could have contested these. Enclave could have contested these.
Phelan are making it look like PvE right now. This isn't even heroic.
Yeah, making it look like not even a boss fight. This is just clearing the trash.
Honestly, they're looking for Will first at this stage, the speed they're taking these series. And they are a bit ahead in this one, but let's not get too carried away. Diabolus only, 700 gold behind it at this stage. They've got a Yasuo who's ahead in CS. They've got a Karma who's happily scaling up. We're getting excited because of those 2 very early kills. They haven't taken any real objectives. They've taken 1 Infernal Drake with no towers.
And remember, the scaling is in favor of Diabolus in this one. If they're not going to delay it a bit more, but a lot of the champions from Phelan do fall off pretty significantly. And I do expect Diabolus in the later stages, their composition is going to come together so well in the team fights. A lot of setup, a lot of sustained damage between the Yasuo and the Nova. Now, Phelan looking to contest this dragon.
Here we go, Soft goes in and he takes the dragon away. PFI solo, the taunt goes down onto 2. Fury does get his last breath onto a Chu who flashes away to safety. Now Ultimate's coming on through and Impale will finish the job as Bear Tree takes kill credit. PFI goes down in the back line while Heathen goes down in the front. And Kakan finds himself alone as Dragdar runs off to the side.
Great collapse coming out from Phelan. Diabolus feel like they can take a free Ocean Drake. No way Phelan contest us on that, but they underestimate Phelan's willingness to look for a fight. They take so many members down, and the great steal from Soft to boot. And now Kakan, you're in a 1v3.
It's gonna turn Mega Knot in a second, though. Will have that ultimate available. Gets 2 under the tower, takes out a Jew. Battery's stunned up. He's gonna be tanking next, and he's surely gonna go down. Kakan gets the shutdown. 3v1.
And finally, the return to form we've been waiting for. Kakan is awakened. He finds a great play in the tower, shoves him back under, and he's starting to show some hope for this Diabolus roster.
Never underestimate Mega Knot. He gets that enraged form, gets a huge ultimate off, and just blows them apart. Fantastic stuff coming out from Kakan, not going down without a fight.
So we'll get a replay off that dragon fight. And the big thing for me is watch how useless Fury feels here. So he's super low because of great taunt from Wisdom. He feels forced to ult in to reset his shield, and he just gets dragged around. Actually seeing a bit of a playback here. Dragdar.
Oh, Dragdar's in serious trouble. Ignite is ticking, but it's not quite enough there. Dragdar narrowly gets away with his life. But in the meantime, top lane turret does go down to the Rift Herald.
Yeah, in return, Diabolus trying to get some damage on the bot lane turret. They won't be able to take it, but did pick up some plates. Not nearly as much as you'd hope for, though.
And once again, Achu loves his job, man. Just gets to soak up all of those turret plates for himself. He's going to be sitting pretty. He's finished his Luden's Echo already. And now he's going to be able to rotate down to the mid, maybe clear some jungle camps, just soak up all of the gold around the map.
Yeah, and you can't give him alone time with the towers because he chunks them out so quickly. It's such a scary situation to be put in. Right now, no one's actually answering Battery in the bot lane.
Yeah, and we've been talking about turret plates. That's exactly what Bear Tree has been getting. They have now fallen off as we hit that 14-minute mark. But Bear Tree more than happy to just continue to push this bottom lane out. Wisdom going to be there to protect him as the rest of Diabolus start to rotate down.
Look at the goal difference between Fury and Achu. 1,600, and that's almost exclusively from those, well, a bit from the kill he picked up in the team fight. Yeah, but so much from those plates and that tower he was handing it over in the top lane. And it's a massive difference to have. Oh no, Kakan.
Soft's coming on in. Predator is going to be there. Kakan going to turn into Mega Knot in a moment here. And we'll be able to get a slow. So nice positioning from Kakan, understanding that he can do a bit of a loop-de-loop there. Soft's Predator going to be on cooldown now.
Yeah, good counter away. No flash from Soft means he can't close the gap. And now, Diabolus looking to exert some pressure in the bot lane. Battery will respond with some poke, but right now...
Yeah, he's alone for now. He's going to try and defend this tower, but that's the power of Ziggs right there. Going to be able to deny that immediately. Wisdom flashes on forwards. In fact, Fury flashes away as Wisdom looks for a taunt. Battery trying to follow up on this one, is not going to go for the stun in the end. Just chucks a spear and continues to clear.
And once again, the Pantheon Shen shuts down the cross-map plays. They go for something top. Diabolus managed to evade the pressure, and then they try and turn around on this side of the map. But no chance. Battery's there, and he has Wisdom on top of him. And even this time, they have the super mega death bomb to clear out the wave. Phelan playing so well around this global pressure they have at their disposal.
And Achu just having so much impact on this. Honestly, there's not a player on Phelan that you can criticize so far today. They've just been playing so cleanly. And most importantly, even from the first minute of the first game of today, they've been playing as a team. It's classically something that UK teams are criticized for. Not grouping up, not playing as a unit, not relying on each other. Phelan are doing all three of those things. They're constantly together, they're constantly fighting for vision, and they're constantly pushing for objectives.
Absolutely are. And right now, Chu set up in the mid lane in a really good position to poke out Diabolus.
And he's already doing a quarter of Heathen's health with a bomb. He's feeling very strong at this stage of the game. Next dragon going to be spawning in a second, and it's another Infernal Drake. Soft's already proven that his smite is true in not just damage. Wisdom going to be coming in from the top side here. Soft actually just going to flash forward for an impale. That's going to be a death mark, and Fury is gone.
Yeah, no counterplay there. The stun comes in. The impale, the suppression from Soft, and the follow-up is so easy. And now, Diabolus have to give up that dragon, but they might give him more.
Trouble. There's a flash taunt coming on through as well. Heathen is going to go down. Yet another dragon is guaranteed for Phelan.
And Phelan are looking dominant in this game, in this series, in this day. Looking to take control of the whole of the UK here.
What do you do? If you're Diabolus right now, what do you do to stop the onslaught? Because it feels like they're just consistently being picked apart here by Phelan.
Just play respectfully. Be willing to give up these objectives in the early game. Yes, double Infernal hurts to give up. But what's worse is giving up 2 deaths and the Infernal and a tower on top of that. Diabolus need to respect that this is not the time they need to look to fight. They can wait. They can delay the game. Stall it out, and they'll get to a point where they're strong. But for now, the game is definitely not in their control.
Yeah, I mean, not in their control is one way of saying it. I think there are stronger phrases that you could use at this point. 4,000 is the gold lead. 3 dragons and 2 towers, all in favor of Phelan. Just 2 kills are what Diabolus are going to have to work with. But importantly, Kakan actually proving himself. We were kind of berating Kakan a little bit towards the start of this game. He was getting a little bit bodied by Battery, it's fair to say, but really redeeming himself with that 1 versus 3 play under his tower. The question is, can he transition that into anything? He's got himself a Black Cleaver, but we need to see, during team fights, we need to see him be a massive impact.
Fury's just getting hit by everything from Achu.
Heathen tanking an ultimate right now. That's going to be a slow. That's going to be a taunt. And Heathen surely going to go down here. Battery. He doesn't care about your health bar. He wants more. You're absolutely right. Wisdom going to root him out. And Fury got nothing on this one. Can't get the dash over the wall. And another kill going the way of Phelan.
And this is the sign of a team who has given up hope. They are just constantly overextending. It's 3 kills over to Phelan. I'll say it again. You cannot fight at this point in the game. You need to wait, and instead Diabolus are constantly looking to be aggressive, like now. Kakan, what are you going for?
Trying to find a fight right now. He's about to turn into Mega Gnar. That could be massive, but they don't have any damage to follow it up, even if he gets someone. It's 4 versus 3. Bear Tree is here. And Chimera is ready to drop an all-in at a moment's notice. In the meantime, a tier 2's just been taken by Achu. And now they look for Chimera. They're trying to start this fight. He's going to go for the death mark onto Dragdar. Does not have the damage, though, and will be shut down.
Finally, they find a kill. Chimera overextends, and that is the sort of thing they're looking for. But 1 kill traded for how much they lose every time they overextend just doesn't seem worth it. TP coming in, Achu's gonna be there soon to defend, and his wave clear is strong.
And they can't get this down, and that's the power of this Ziggs pick. Not only great team fight damage, but just when you're attacking towers, it's fantastic. When you're defending towers, it's fantastic. So difficult to deal with this pick right now, and Achu playing it magnificently.
And this has been the story of how Phelan play. They control areas of the map, they take numbers advantage, and then every time you try and push in, you're dealing with the likes of things like the miasma from the Cassiopeia last game, the minefield from the Ziggs this game. It's so hard to approach and engage on this team.
Man, where was this team during the group stages? Where was this team throughout the 7 towers that we've witnessed? Because this is a changed Phelan roster. This is a team that looks like they've prepared for playoffs and they are ready to run this gauntlet. They were the bottom seed coming into the gauntlet, but right now they do not look like it.
Absolutely not. They've already taken out Enclave swiftly and 5,000 up and gold up in their game 2. Diabolus still have a hope, but it is definitely getting rougher and rougher, and you can feel the players not performing to their best.
Yeah. Here we go, PFI. I thought he was going to go for an ultimate there. I thought he was going to try and find a fight, but deciding against it in this situation. In fact, his ultimate was on cooldown. But you have to wonder if maybe the couple of kills early on that Bear Tree managed to get in the top lane, after you've just lost game 1 and it was relatively close for a lot of it, you get into game 2 and suddenly everything falls apart right at the start.
Look at that damage.
It's not going to be good for your mentality.
That was just Achu. That was just Achu. He chunked everyone in Diabolus single-handedly.
And the crazy thing is, the cooldown is really not that long of that ultimate. It's already a quarter of the way through cooling down. Ziggs just, if you can get a lead like this, if you can get ahead and start to get some items, you can just do terrifying things.
And this is my concern, is that Achu is the scaling factor in Phelan's composition. The rest of the champions do fall off. But this Ziggs just gets stronger and stronger. Once he hits level 16, the cooldown is so short, the damage is so high. It's really scary to deal with.
And the great thing for him as well is there's a decent amount of CC in this composition as well. If Wisdom can get a multiple person taunt that Achu can land that ultimate on top of, I mean, that's a one team fight in itself right there. He is fairly low on mana though right now. This could be an opportunity for Diabolus, but here we go. Bedry wants a fight. He slams on in. He might have gone too far on this one though. It's going to be Fury going down to start things off. There's a massive bomb coming in from Achu as Dragtar tries to get out with a shield, but there's nowhere he can run. Wisdom now going to commit to this one. There are 3 people left for Diabolus.
And again, Diabolus posture for a fight, looking like they wanted to contest the Ocean Drake. It's not worth it. And now with 2 members down, this could be Phelan's opportunity to turn onto the Baron. This is the fight you have to take, but you've already lost so much you may not be able to.
Yeah, and look at the zone control that Achu offers as well. He is very, very low on mana at this stage. He's only going to have a few bombs remaining. PFI wanting to prove himself here. So far, he's been out-jungled by Soft. He was out-smited earlier this game. But I don't think he's even going to be able to get into the pit right now. This is going to be Soft's hook, line, and sinker. There's the Baron going down. Teleport from Kakan. He wants to commit to the fight. Does have his flash available. He's not actually going to try and escape from this one. But I don't know why he doesn't want to escape from this one.
I think Phelan low mana on Achu. They just have to go back and spend, but Achu throws your mid lane, clears out the whole wave, and now PFI
stopping the recourse, but actually it's going to cost him his ultimate just to deny nothing because Achu's able to ult the mid lane wave.
And this is the thing, as you can see Diabolus, they push up because they're trying to get control of the river for the ocean. It's not worth fighting for. Pantheon comes in with a taunt on top. This combo is so powerful and there's nothing that Fury can do.
I mean, great exhaust coming out from Dragtar there, but it's just not enough to make an impact.
The target selection has been so good. First Fury and then Dragtar, the squishy members, instantly go down in that team fight.
And well, I mean, we've been talking all day long about how the bottom lane for Phelan has been the thing to talk about. Bear Tree was not our talking point coming into today. It was talking about Achu and Wisdom. They're veterans. These guys know how to win lanes. All day they have been dominating. And when you look at the scoreboard from the likes of Diabolus, 0-4 on both bot laners. So much of that is down to Achu and Wisdom having incredible presence this entire game. Oh, Achu, nice flash to get away from this one. Wisdom is going to be knocked up by the bomb, followed up by Fury. They're trying to finish off the support. The damage from Ziggs is insane, but it's not enough to actually get a kill. And it's a nice pickup for Diabolus.
But at what cost? You can see in the bot lane, Chimera taking the inhibitor tower.
Oh my goodness. Surely you can't lose this fight now. They're trying to just stop the recalls from this one. Yasuo will be able to get back to base. Bear Tree pushing in the top lane. Chimera with this Baron buff almost taking an inhibitor in the bot. Who's going to stop Bear Tree though? There are 3 people defending mid. He's walking towards this tower and Achu will melt that tower if he's left alone for just a minute. Kakan chunked out immediately. Top lane tower surely going to fall here. He has to rotate away though, as the squad of Diabolus comes to defend. And then as soon as he does, the rest of the towers on the map going to start to fall. Kakan solo, another bomb lands, and Achu almost has his ultimate again.
They can't connect with a knockup, so Achu feels perfectly safe to back off. Even if they did, Soph has his ult.
Chimera now starting to push into this inhibitor. Mid lane tower goes down. The inhib is going to fall in the bottom lane. And Achu marches forward with these Baroned up minions. They're looking at a multiple inhibitor push. They could be looking to end the game right here. Top lane Bear Tree still going strong. Fury goes down as Chimera finds a 1 versus 1. Mid lane inhibitor is going to fall as well. Bear Tree not even scared up in this top lane. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at a done deal right here. It's going to be Kakan taken on out. Gets a good Gnar ultimate onto multiple members, but there's just no follow-up available. Diabolus down to 3 people.
Yeah, and it looks like Phelan are going to once again establish their dominance. 5 members against 3. Fury not available. They should be able to close this one out. The Ziggs does so much damage to the structures.
Phelan fighting for their lives here in the Gauntlet, and they're doing incredible things. PFI going to fall. There's a kill onto Dragdar to boot. PFI actually managing to get a kill for himself. Fury going crazy on this one, but does go down in the end. And Phelan are going to take 2 series, 2-0 as they run the Gauntlet.
What a performance from the Phelan roster. So many people had such low expectations.
I know. Coming into today, this was not the team I expected to see.
No, absolutely not. I think no one expected to see them perform this way based on their split, based on their recent match against Enclave. I guess the curse is real.
I guess the curse is real because Diabolus have gone down. My prediction, 2 points, 2-0
That's the thing, if I predict against Phelan, they win. It's just proven here. They just cannot lose when I predict against them. No,
this is the point where you tear off your shirt and it's a Phelan jersey.
Yeah, but in all fairness, I think the whole roster's come together in such a good way. It's not one member. It is absolutely not one member. There's no one who's making a Faker-like performance to carry them to victory. Everyone has been performing their role. I feel like the drafts have been pretty smart and intuitive. There's been a lot of flexibility. And I felt like every team going up against them has just felt lost. And what I really want to see is tomorrow they'll be going up against the likes of Demise, potentially up against M&M. Those are the real tests. And I want to see how far this roster can go because I'm hyped.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really a top laner coming into today, but watching Bear Tree play has persuaded me that maybe Pantheon top is something I should be looking at for my solo queue games, because the impact he had on these games, the use of his ultimate, and also just the lane presence that he had. Honestly, incredible performance. And let's bear in mind, this is his rookie split. This is him making an absolute splash in the scene.
Against the likes of Kakan, who has so much experience, played in the UK scene before, gone into playoffs. Rifty, UK scene winner, who's played in the Challenger Series, and this rookie bear climbing a tree is enough to shut them down, and not even shut them down, but have dominant performances. Gotta give him credit. Bear Tree has absolutely popped off so far. Yeah,
Bear Tree having the performance of his lifetime, and the rest of the squad as well. Wisdom has been amazing. Soph has come out of the woodwork here today. His smites have been amazing. His dragon control has been amazing. He's been everywhere. He's been doing everything. Honestly, I'm so impressed by the jungle. I'm so impressed by this entire squad, though.
Yeah, I think the whole roster has put so much work in, and it's great to see because everyone has expectations. I think a lot of people, other than Enclave with the addition of Rifty, they thought they would win the first two. From then on, they were like, okay, next person on the Gauntlet's going to win, next person on the Gauntlet's going to win. I think you can't really say that anymore. I feel like Phelan, they may well beat Demise. They may well beat Eminem at this rate. It's going to be really interesting to see how those games go because it's going to be rough matchups.
Yeah, and this is the beautiful thing about this format is every single game gets better because we have the best of every series. Whoever wins goes on forward to the next one, faces a tougher opponent. Whoever wins faces a tougher opponent. The games consistently get better, and so far, they've already been exceptionally exciting games.
Absolutely, and I love this meta as well. I think that's a big thing for me. The fact we have so much variety, so much flexing, the Ziggs in the bot lane.
We actually get carries in the top lane.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and it's great to see, but so much early game orientation, I feel, is a big thing. Even in the game where Phelan did struggle a bit, the plates are a massive factor. And you can see they play so well around the neutral objectives, consistently picking up these dragons, consistently looking for the rift tiles, and then they hand off all the gold from it to a Chew, and it's no surprise he carries. The goal difference he gets just from all those plates and the towers is staggering, but it's...
I would love to see damages from that game because the amount of ults that Achu had that hit like 4-5 members from the side of Diabolus, his damage shots must have been out of this world.
It's absurd, and there was points where he hits a single bomb and it just chunks someone out. Shows the power of the Ziggs picks, who I feel like he was strong before the buffs. But the buffs have brought him back into contention. Shorter cooldown as ult at later stages is definitely nice, but it's not game-changing. The satchel charge load cooldown means you have a bit more safety, and the AP ratio means a bit more tools to deal with people who dive on you. But the big thing is the damage to structure is still the same. The damage on the bombs, the pressure from the minefield, that's a big one for me because it lasts so long. And the slow is so powerful.
You can basically have permanent uptime on the minefield.
Yeah, and you can't walk through it. You just cannot walk through it. Even tankier members, when it's a fed Ziggs, will just get absolutely shredded. And if you're someone like Fury on your Sue, if you dash through that minefield, you will blow up.
Yeah, it's a rough one to try and play into a Ziggs, especially if they can start to get ahead. But most importantly, just if they can land their abilities. It's very easy. If you've just watched this game and you've never played Ziggs, jump into a game now, and you'll find that the bombs aren't actually as easy to hit as it sometimes looks. The satchel charges aren't as easy to get the perfect bounces as it looks a lot of the time.
Achu was looking like it was targeted with the bombs, the way he was throwing them on a Fury sometimes.
Phenomenal stuff coming out from him. And we actually have an interview with one of the members here from Phelan, and see if you can guess who it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Beartree stepping on in this split and having an absolute insane performance. Beartree, I gotta ask you, man, how are you liking the new Pantheon? Because it seems like you guys work well together.
I'm having a lot of fun on it, and I think it's really suiting our team comp and play style. I think it's been a really good pick for us today.
Yeah, I want to ask about your picks, actually, because across today, you've done a lot of drafts where you've had a lot of these global ultimates. What was the preparation like coming into this week? Was it all about team play? Because that's definitely what it's felt like coming in.
Yeah, I'd say it was about team play. We'd been practicing the Pantheon a little bit for the global ultimates. I think the ones we got today were very good, and it's with such a short amount of practice on the new Pantheon, I think it was a really good result for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So week 7, you went up against Rifty. You got stomped. Like no other way of putting it. How did you process that, and how did you go in with the confidence to take these aggressive matchups into him and, I mean, crush him today?
Last week I was really not on top form, as you can see, and I felt I'd let my team down. So this week I put in a lot of hard work, and I really wanted to work with them to not let them down again. And I wanted to show who I was as the top laner.
All right. I want to ask a little bit about the communication within the team, because especially in the early game, you guys have been really good at sticking as a group, making things happen. Who's the shot caller on the team? What's communication like during those early game stages?
It tends to be the Soft and Wisdom who like to set up plays and go for the aggressive early plays and dragon control.
All right, cool. So Soften Wisdom kind of calling the shots there. Final question for you, my friend. Do you have any words for the other top laners in the league that you're going to be going up against across the rest of the next 2 days?
I think they should consider banning Pantheon.
I like it. Short and sweet, ban Pantheon or die. All right, well, thank you very much for joining us, Betri, and good luck for the rest of the Gauntlet. Good luck in your series tomorrow. But well, what a day it has been.
Yeah, I mean,
what a bunch of series it has been.
Some crazy upsets. I don't think many people expected Phelan. I mean, it was up in the air as to whether they'd beat Envision, and the fact they won that, then win against Enclave, then win against Diabolus, and they still have all tomorrow. They could keep going. They haven't really been challenged yet, I feel. It's a bit of a hit to Diabolus and Enclave to say this, but realistically, Phelan just looked completely in control.
And it did feel like the other teams were not playing to their best.
Yeah, absolutely. The pressure, I feel, definitely got to them. Question is, Demise, new team in the season. Will they be able to handle it better? Will M&M?
We'll have to find out tomorrow night. Let's take a look at where we are in the Gauntlet now. As you can see, Enclave taking down 2-0. Diabolus taking down 2-0. Phelan climbing their way up. Next is Demise on the chopping block. Can they keep this streak going?
That's the question, and you're going to have to tune in tomorrow. Same time, 6 o'clock, we will be starting off with Phelan back once again to see if they can keep going. See if they can Cloud9 it and climb the whole Gauntlet. And that's what they're aiming for. They're aiming for that trophy we saw earlier and a chance to compete for it at the live finals at Twickenham on the 1st of September.
1st of September, that's all going to be kicking off at 1 o'clock British summertime. That's 2 o'clock CET. But most importantly, going up against Fnatic Rising, taking them on in the finals. The tickets are already sold out, so we're going to have a packed house as we jump into those finals. I just cannot wait to see who is even going to be there because, you know, a lot of people predicting Excel. But so far, we've already seen teams leveling up here for the Gauntlet. There's plenty more time for that.
Absolutely. I feel like you can't confidently say this team's going to make it all the way because people were saying that Enclave would be the surviving team after today, and they went out pretty fast. And we do have our MVP for the series. Series number 2 is a Chew. Playing, not AD carry, playing bot lane because he did mix it up a bit with the Ziggs and really strong performance. Was handed a ton of gold from those plates, but the damage he did with that was just crazy.
Yeah, and, you know, 9-3-11, phenomenal scoreline, but it's not, like, mind-bogglingly crazy, especially over a full best of 3. But if you could see the damage charts, if you could see how much he was doing on the Ziggs, if you could see how many towers he was taking across these games, so much pressure. And also, his mechanical play.
I'm just hearing from the production, apparently the damage was just off the charts. They couldn't record it to show us, so...
Literally just infinite. It literally just broke everything. It was like the year 2000. The computers just exploded.
Couldn't handle it. So, yeah, there we go. Credit to a Chew, but I think everyone on Phelan you could have made an argument for.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one. I'm repping Beartree. I've become a massive Beartree fan over the course of today. But he did already get one MVP today, so I don't feel too bad that he didn't get the second one as well.
There's still time to compete. And actually, 5 stages of the Gauntlet before Twickenham. They could pick one each.
That's true. We'll see if they're going to be able to get more MVPs under their belt tomorrow. But make sure you're letting us know who you think deserves the MVP. Do you disagree that it was a Chew? Let us know on Twitter. Hashtag UKLC. Get involved in that conversation. We're going to be at LVP UK LOL. And that's also where you're going to be able to find the VODs for all of the action that's been happening today and all of the previous games from this season. You can head over to our YouTube channel, which is once again LVP UK LOL. You can see all of the VODs, you can see all of the action, and also you can see some cool little videos that Orcs and Hitbread make.
Woo! Yeah, you can see we did a little patch notes for 9.16 and just some of the changes. Yeah, you know, I called the Ziggs. I thought it'd be pretty strong, and it was.
Hey, it's been working out so far. We'll see if that's going to continue to be the case. Phelan, it's been a day for them, but they've got more work ahead of them tomorrow. We're going to be back at 6 p.m. British time as we continue our Gauntlet. We'll see you there.
See ya.